I'm going to talk about today the tools and the culture that kind of brings Monday.com, and I want to tell you like the story of Monday and leave some time to answer questions. So let's start. So what is Monday.com? So I think the best thing to start with is kind of go through the numbers we have. Then for any of you, let me ask you just like, who here knows Monday.com? Okay, so how many of so the rest are not targeted by and see YouTube ads all the time, right? So, so we started 4 years ago, launched the first product. It was before that we worked on it for like a year and a half, and basically wanted to solve a core problem. And I just wanted to share the numbers before of the growth we had in ARR, in paying companies. We now have 50,000 paying companies that use Monday to manage their core business. And as well as a very low headcount that I'll chat on later. So what is Monday.com? So basically, it's a tool that allows you to manage any business you have or any team, any size team. We have customers that from 140 different countries. We have different teams using us from 2 people to 2,000 people. So the product itself is really scalable, and on 200 different business verticals, which is very unique, I would say. So we started off, you might manage projects with us, and we have churches, and we have architects, and we have construction firms, and people do clinical trials management with us and run even manufacturing floors. So the software itself is really, really versatile in the way that it allows you to manage kind of any process that you like. And it really boils down to our core philosophy of giving people the tools to build their own solution, rather than us forcing a solution on anyone to manage things in the way we see it. So like if we look at classic project management, for example, then it kind of like has a narrative of how exactly you need to do things. Scrum is kind of like a way to do things, and we kind of see the world in a different way, that you might build the best project management tool on Monday, that it'll be a platform for you, and you might build the best way to run your restaurant. So we don't force people to do things in the way that we think, but we bring in the tool a lot of kind of constructs that allow you to succeed. And I'll touch on those as well a little bit. So what I want to really talk about is how we run Monday internally, and the stuff that we use, and how our culture is built, and the tools we use that support growth. So Monday, as a like our growth is, as you saw in the beginning, is very exponential. We started 2017 with $18 million in ARR, and we got to 50 within 1 year. And that scale has been with us since we launched. So it was always difficult to kind of reach that next 3x. And I think we've done a lot of work internally. How do we hire the right people? How do we train them? How do we kind of communicate internally to achieve all that? And I think we kind of bake all that into Monday itself. So these are like 4 core values that we have that are kind of leading a lot of the way we think about things. So I'll touch on that like shortly. Transparency, and more importantly, inclusion. Like we really believe that every person in the company, and we're now 180 people. In 2017, we were about 50 people. So we really scaled the number of employees in the company, and we really believe in inclusion and transparency. The fact that everyone should know everything, whether it's money in the bank or number of customers, anything they can have on the company except salaries, which we feel is personal. Ownership is a huge thing. How do you not get to a point that some people make decisions and others don't? They just follow. How do you pass ownership to people that they feel they make an impact? They can drive change. And a lot of the people I interview for the company have always said that they want to work for a startup and let's say, go to the big firms because they want to feel that they make a change, that their skill set can make an impact. And how do you keep that as you scale? And how do you, for the person that joins us now, you give them the ability to get ownership on something and feel that this is their own? That's a huge question that I think drives us always forward. Like, how do we keep it? How do we evolve as we scale? Data-driven, I know it's being talked a lot. Everyone like that has data and creates an A/B test kind of feel they're data-driven, but at some point I think everyone will find as you scale that you start not believing your numbers. You start saying, okay, wait, there needs to be like a second level. So I'll talk a bit about the evolution that got us and how are we data-driven now. And impact, obviously, is a strong word. Like, how do people create impact, and how do you prioritize by impact, not just doing, but doing the right thing. So in Monday, I think we have over 200 SaaS tools that we pay for. Like it's so many tools out there, but there are two big ones. One is obviously Monday itself, which we use to run the company, and another one is BigBrain. It's our internal BI tool that we built for ourselves, which basically Monday runs the how we work together. And BigBrain kind of have all the business inside it, all the data, everything. And I have a short clip on BigBrain, which will be awesome to see.
If you walk around our office, you'll notice that we have a lot of data on display. We have exactly 57 televisions displaying dashboards for 110 people. That's a ratio of 1 television to 1.92 people, or 0.518 televisions per person. You get the feeling that there's an ungodly obsession with numbers. And that's because there is. All of these dashboards are powered by a tool we have built called BigBrain.
BigBrain is our internal business intelligence, let's say, workhorse.
And everyone has access. Because in today's day and age, without data, you're just another guy with an opinion.
It all started from one KPI 4 years ago, and that was to track how many paying companies we had as clients. But then we started putting everything into BigBrain.
We're using it as a CRM system for sales and SDR.
I do media buying here, and I use BigBrain to optimize my campaigns.
We use BigBrain to track all the A/B tests we're doing.
Since I'm making this video, I get to pick what to show you. So I'm going to start with my favorite, and it's this line. Its name is Boris. It tells the future.
We spend $2.5 million a month.
On marketing, that is. But we have a free trial, and it takes a few weeks for sign-ups to convert. So the intent model, affectionately known as Boris, predicts how a specific cohort that we invested marketing in today will behave in the future.
And basically, I don't have to wait 2 or 3 weeks to be able to understand how my campaigns are performing.
The blue lines are predicted conversion, and the red line is actual conversion. You can see the correlation is pretty tip-top. Boris uses technologies like machine learning,
Random forests,
artificial intelligence,
primitive algorithms,
and machine learning. Yeah, quick cold shower after that. The general concept is to give people tools to do things that they wouldn't be able to do otherwise. For example, A/B testing different functionality in our product.
Yeah, we do tons of A/B tests.
And yeah, that's about it really. I mean, there's also AdWord bidders, demographic distribution, interfaces for controlling user accounts, grant discounts with the click of a button today, landing page generator, marketing reports, net promoter scores, SaaS metrics for stuff like MRR and R, user engagement profiles, lead management, and cohorts. My favorite.
I hope our ads are as entertaining as the BigBrain clip. So, can you have me see this? on the screen as well? Okay. Yeah. So, so cool. So Big Brain is generally, as you saw in the movie, it has all the information in it. We make decisions on that. And I think it was instrumental in our ability to grow because it allowed us to kind of have a closed garden where everyone kind of makes the same decisions and see the same thing. And I think that's exactly what Monday does as well in terms of operation. So, for example, A/B tests, and we'll cover that soon. So what you see on the screen now is our office. So we have, as you saw, so many screens out there, and all those screens, and they are popping up more and more, and the data there is a bit dated. I think we have a couple of hundreds now of those dashboards, and everyone creates their own dashboards, and everyone else can see them, and that's like exactly those four values that we have are on the office wall. It's transparency. All the information is clear. People take ownership because they see what they do and others see what they do, and that creates reflection of ownership and what they drive. Obviously, the data, and if you create a good dashboard, it shows the impact, not just information. So. And regarding, so if we move forward on those values, so if we look at transparency, for example, so we have a video archive with all the meetings we have with a lot of content that is usually hidden. As you scale, some people start not to come to meetings, right? Like you have a meeting where some people start being redundant in and they feel left out. So how do you solve that problem? We video a lot of those meetings and share them. Board meetings. All the board meetings, we after doing it in the board, we go and do the same presentation with all the information for all the employees in the company. And it's amazing because what happened after a while is that we started creating the board meeting with the view that everyone else will see it. It's like the board is second to the employees that they get to that we send the messages through the board meeting to everyone. Kind of like it helps us once every 3 months to kind of make sense of our thoughts and ideas and together and kind of project them with everyone and digest it. And we have an all hands weekly meetings with everyone where we show all the progress we've made in the last week in a lot of areas. And what I'm trying to say with all of that is that we put a lot of effort into transparency. We think it's important. We think that it's very important that everyone will know what's happening in the business. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to help us drive it forward. It's just impossible at this speed with the amount of stuff we need to do. Ownership, I'll just touch up on that like quickly. Execution is from the beginning till the end. That's what we expect everyone to care about, like the whole stack of things from the beginning of idea of a feature until they launch it and actually tell the users. So that's like ownership throughout. We have task forces that are like kind of a mesh of people that go and solve a specific tasks. And the way that we pass ownership there is that they work a lot in the beginning to get a KPI. And then if they make that KPI move and succeed, so we agree on the KPI, but then they're free to do whatever they think will move the needle. So we take a lot of effort in the beginning to understand what success is and how to measure it, and then they're free to take ownership and do whatever they believe in as long as we agree on what success looks like. So that was a big thing in the company. So the definition of success is exactly that, and freedom to make mistakes. I think that's super important. How do you react to a mistake or a failure that was made in the company? So we kind of encourage that. Like we suggest like you can fail all the time. Just like, did you learn something? Did you do something that will make you not fail the second time on the same exact thing? So I think that kind of culture is super important for people to take ownership, because otherwise they're scared to try. So we try to remove that as strongly as possible. The tools that we use to create accountability also helps ownership, obviously. So this like a dashboard in the middle is an example for the CS team, which has an SLA of less than 10 minutes, 24/7. So the industry standard for answering questions from customers is, we tried it out on a lot of SaaS companies. It's like the average is 2,000 something minutes. For us, it's 6 on average. So it's very hard 24/7 to keep that up, and it's amazing for customers. And we have a dashboard, if you see in the bottom, that if someone takes more than 10 minutes to answer a ticket, then that ticket goes on fire. So everyone sees that like across the office. It kind of like really represents what our SLA is, what we want to do. Like 10 minutes, it's on fire. So you better put that fire out. And they call the people who answer the tickets ticket fighters for a good reason. So that's another way that is really creating ownership, because you set what you expect. It's up on the wall. Everyone sees it, and it's understood that it's important. So I touched a little bit about the data-driven. So here it's very important to have a KPI that everyone agrees on. Like if something happens and one person says this is a success and another says but it's not, because you can argue about it, then it's not a good KPI. A good KPI is something that everyone agrees that is a success. And that was huge for us. It's very liberating to work a lot. Like we sometimes even work 2 weeks for a feature to figure out a good KPI, just because we know that we want to be able to move forward whatever solution that comes out that actually make that thing succeed. So I'll give an example for communication that we try to improve within the product, that people will communicate more on their projects, on the task, on the process. So it was very important for us to define what is communication and what is good communication. So when we kind of make stuff that improves it, everyone agrees, and we don't kind of argue on, well, I don't think this is a good product. We'll know if it's a good product or not. So this is like a really good example for the combination of Big Brain and Monday together. So these are A/B tests in Monday. So in Big Brain, sorry. So you can really, it's very simple. You see the two colors on the right, like the red and the green. If they are separate, then the A/B test succeeded. Okay? That's like how easy it is to understand what success is. And it was really, and we worked so hard to create that dashboard. We have statisticians that actually create that decision for every KPI that we choose, because every KPI has a different statistical variance. So we created Big Brain so everyone else can not worry on those things on a day-to-day basis. And it's really easy to move fast when you have such a playground that you know how success looks like. So that's like was really important for us. And yeah, 1 minute. Okay, so I'll wrap quickly. So it's a lot of stuff to cover. Yeah, sure. Sure. So I'll just like show this and we'll be over. So, and this is how we run A/B tests on Monday. So all the A/B tests are also on Monday, where everyone in the company can see that, and CS can see it, and the sales team, and everyone can see the same tests that are running. So they know, because it's also a problem. You have a test, and then people ask questions, and the support, and they don't know that the test exists. So we use Monday to kind of connect everyone in the company around that to still give great customer feedback, that we know that everyone is in sync. Okay, so I'll jump forward. Like one thing that is clear for us, and that's like the main takeaway, is that we build like the transparencies that we see and the ownership and all the values we bake into the product so our customer can use. It's really so the product is our culture and the culture is our product, and I think that's really easy for us to create a better product all the time as we evolve as a company as well. So, thank you.